Well, hey there, everybody. It's Chris from the Rate the Record podcast. And yeah, you're seeing me alone because that means it's time. Let's try that again. It's that time of the week again. There you go. Let's just do this normally. Time of the week again, where I pick 3 songs to check out, brand new ones, listen to, and tell you what I think about them. And then you can listen to them, tell me what you think about them. So that way it's a big back and forth discussion connection. That's what we're doing here. Anyways, I got 3 songs. Let's check them out. I should have just rolled over. So first up on the list we have Collective Soul, a rock band out of Stockbridge, Georgia, formed in 1992. You probably know them best for the song Shine that came out in 92 and it's been used in a million memes by now. But yes, that Collective Soul, the one I grew up listening to, they have a brand new album out, their 11th album called Vibrating, and the brand new song I'm looking at is Rule Number 1. Keep in mind, I used to listen to Collective Soul a lot. I haven't listened to them in like well over a decade, so their new stuff is not very familiar to me at all. Funny enough, talking about their old stuff, the instant that the song starts up, it automatically reminds me of their song Run from their album Dosage? I think it was Dosage. But then this electric guitar kicks in, so that changes everything right up. There's kind of this feeling of like longing and desperation in the verse, and then the chorus gets all light and fluttery, so it kind of changes it up a little bit, keeps it similar, but I don't know, it's just... I was hoping for a little more in the transition. So Ed Roland at his age probably shouldn't be doing falsettos anymore because it just doesn't sound good coming out of him. But other than that, his voice doesn't sound like it's changed all that much over the years, realistically. That's not a bad thing either because I do like his voice, so the fact that it kind of still resembles what he used to be, pretty cool, just not the falsettos. There are some okay moments in this track, but for the most part it just seems pretty painfully generic. There are synth strings that you can hear in the song, but they don't really do anything in the way of a favor for this track. Really, the only thing that stuck with me was the guitar solo near the end of the song, but it's not even for the solo, it's actually for the back of the room drum tone of recording. I like that raw, hollow drum sound, but that's honestly about it. Overall, as much as I was a fan of their first 4 albums, I'm gonna say 4, probably up to Dosage, maybe the next one after that, I don't know, but regardless, I'm clearly not the demographic for this kind of track anymore. It's tacky, it's boring, it's skippable. But then again, I don't think I expected much in the way of a blockbuster coming from a Collective Soul track after all this time, so I guess this is what you pay for. So up next we have Tobacco, Mr. Thomas Feck himself, frontman of Black Moth Super Rainbow. We've actually technically covered Tobacco before on the podcast. Go all the way back to episode 4, I know it's a long time ago, but we did Malibu Ken, which is Tobacco and A$AP Rock. I thought it was a great project, but anyways, yeah, we have technically covered, but he has a brand new single out right now. His releases seem very sporadic, so I don't even know when albums drop type thing, but the song indeed is called Bitch Ass Moon. I really like that, actually. So what exactly would you expect from a Tobacco production? And chances are you're going to say something along the lines of a skittish drum beat with the occasional hits of synth that give way to weird wailing synths. That's pretty much what this is. You got some noisy synths in there, you got some soft and sad, but I mean, it's all mixed into one, which is really interesting enough. A portion of the middle has this D&B style of drumming that's just kind of all over the place with these really low quality airy samples being played behind it. Again, typical Tobacco affair, but I obviously enjoy it, so I think it's pretty cool. The thing is, the track never really takes off too much at all, but oddly enough, it never really settles down either, so you don't get that feeling of just launching, but you don't get that feeling of stopping either. It's just consistent momentum, let's just call it that. This feels like the kind of music you'd hallucinate hearing if you were laying in bed at 3:45, you're feeling feverish and feeling nauseous and just you're not exactly there, so I feel like this is the kind of track you would hear. So fun fact, before I was actually listening to this track and writing this review, I actually did feel nauseous, funny enough, and it was just some bad food that I happened to eat. It didn't sit well with me, and guess what? It didn't sit well in my stomach, so my stomach said, no thank you. So I had that, and then, after a little bit of rest, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do my reviews. Came back, listened to this song, and immediately thought to myself, yeah, this was me 30 minutes ago. Overall, I dig it, and I mean, that's no surprise if you've heard the Malibu Ken thing. I do like Tobacco. The artist, not the cigarette. I'm always down for Tobacco's brand of like weird avant-garde electronic music, so I'm always willing to check it out. It's strange, it's hard to settle on, so if you're new to this guy, then this may either be the wrong place to start, or you might even realize there's no perfect place to start with Tobacco. Start with Gods and Heat, maybe Streaker, or if you want something soft, Creaming for Beginners. Yes, those are real song titles, by the way. And finally, the last song that I have for you today is called Without a Trace by the Black Angels. The Black Angels from Austin, Texas. They're like a psych rock band formed in 2004. I think they're a lot more than psych rock, but that's how they're classified. They just released their 6th studio album, Wilderness of Mirrors, so let's check out the song Without a Trace. So I'm sorry, excuse me, with these slow grooving like buzzy guitar bass line to properly start off the track. I love it. Immediately dug how chill this was. It has the feel of like sludge and doom rock meets psych meets stoner rock. Granted, stoner and sludge kind of go hand in hand, but regardless, you know what I mean. And I guess on that note, psych would probably go into that too. So hey, it's just a big stoner song. There was something about this song that reminded me of something the Kills would do. Especially with the vocal call and answer too, that kind of style that it has. Very lethargic and feels like half presented. But the thing is, it really fits the mood of the song, so I'm not even here to complain about that. And as our review would indicate, I liked the Kills, unlike Savannah. There's not a whole lot going on compositionally, but everything that is here feels really encompassing. It's low key, but chill enough that I'm glad it's here, whatever that means. The chorus is strange too. I mean, like, again, there's not too much going on, but it still feels like, you know, it's filling the room with sound. It's kind of like, you know, just, there's a soundscape, it's full of things. Oddly enough, it's the kind of song that you don't even really need to pay attention to, but like you can have on in the background and it can kind of make you feel like a cool badass in a way. Like even if you're just walking to the store or you're doing laundry or just some sort of like meaningful or meaningless task, regardless, you just listen to it and you feel cool. Or not, I don't know, but I do. Overall, I'm a sucker for these slow, chill songs, and I think that's just kind of obvious by now. I could see why people would pass this kind of track up, but I think it sounds great. It manages to be interesting without being, you know, like too much. And that's it. Those are the 3 songs that I have for you this week, so thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you very much for checking out the songs if you did. If you did, remember to let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm always curious to know your opinions on these tracks. You don't want to just hear mine, I want to hear yours too. This is like a give and receive type thing, you know? So go ahead, let me know how you feel down in the comments below, or you can even let us know on our social medias at Rate the Record Podcast, over on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, although Twitter is just at Rate the Record because for some reason they only like 15 characters in their handles. But the most important thing is all of that can be found over at ratetherecord.ca. All of our social medias and all of our streaming links too, no matter if it's video or audio, you'll find it over at ratetherecord.ca. And you can also even find our Ko-fi link there, ko-fi.com/ratetherecord, if you do want to financially support the show. But hey, speaking of streaming links, yes, we do indeed have a podcast, the Rate the Record Podcast, you know, just as the channel is called. And this past Monday, we just released a brand new episode 48. We looked at No Doubt's Tragic Kingdom. It's like a hat trick of 90s albums that we've done so far, so I mean, like, is this one gonna be good? Is this one gonna be bad? What do we think about it? Do we care about it? Well, you're gonna have to tune in and find out. And of course, with these new music reviews, you know that Savannah and I swap off every week, so that means Savannah will be back next week giving you her 3 new songs to listen to, so maybe you'll find something you like out of that as well. Alrighty then, I'm done bothering you now, I will let you go, but remember, let me know what you thought about these songs. Until we see you again on the podcast, go listen to some awesome music. Take care, friends.